A lot of you guys might be familiar with this or this. Well, if you thought that was the worst of it, you'll be surprised to know that it continues to happen to this day. In fact, Greta Thurnberg, not sure if I'm saying her name right, has recently been detained by German police, and that's what we're going to be getting into today.
I say Litzy, you say Blight! Litzy! Litzy!
Famous climate activist Greta Thunberg has joined a protest to stop the expansion of a coal mine in Germany.
Greta Thunberg, I've been saying her name wrong.
What happens in Lützerath doesn't stay in Lützerath.
For more than 2 years, the city of Lützerath has been occupied by activists who moved into the abandoned town after its residents were relocated to make way for the mine project. The German government sent police in to evict hundreds of people, but many refused to leave. Thunberg joined the protest over the weekend to try and hold the line against the demolition of the town.
The carbon is still in the ground. We are still here. Lützerath is still there. And as long as the carbon is in the ground, this struggle is not over.
Reports say she and other protesters who sat at the entrance of the coal mine were detained by police, carried away from the site, even though she didn't seem to resist.
Interesting. So we have another classic case of climate activists versus the government, right? Well, Greta Thunberg is single-handedly responsible for drawing attention to Andrew Tate in a light that almost got him, well, actually, that did get him locked up. She's not responsible for getting him locked up, but she definitely was a catalyst, if that makes sense. So there's an article here we're going to read as well, and then we're going to discuss more of this. But before we get into that, all my German people that are watching this right now that are directly over there, how has this affected you guys? Because I've seen an uprise in climate activist activity over there in Germany. Like, it's like every other article I'm looking at on the internet has something to do with the German climate activists going absolutely brazy. Now, I understand that the method is to get the attention of everybody so that they can take the global warming issue more seriously and potentially save the environment. But I feel like it's just made them look more like jokes, honestly, unfortunately, instead of like them communicating their point successfully. But then that begs the question, what should they do instead of what they're doing now? I mean, I'm pretty sure there are more tactful ways of going about this and whatnot, but you could always argue that, you know, maybe they've already tried that before and it doesn't work, which is why they're doing what they're doing right now, because obviously controversy sells. So we're going to be looking at this article and discussing this, and I need you guys to fill me in with you guys' opinion. Greta Thunberg released after brief detention at German mine protest, police say. All right, so it was a detention and not an arrest. I'll correct that. But Lützerath, Germany, I'm not sure if I'm saying that. Lützerath, Germany, January 17th, Reuters. Climate campaigner Greta Thunberg was detained alongside other activists on Tuesday during protests against the demolition of a village to make way for a coal mine expansion, but was released after an identity check, according to police. So interestingly enough, right, coal mines obviously are horrible for the environment, but ironically, Germany runs off a lot of that stuff. Like, it's not like y'all have a lot of other options right now, especially with what's going on with the whole energy crisis. Thunberg was held while protesting at the open cast coal mine of Garzweiler 2, some 9 kilometers from the village of Lützerath, after police warned that the group would be removed by force if they did not move away from the edge of the mine. So right here it says the village in western state of North Rhine-Westphalia, or NRV, is being cleared to allow for the expansion of the mine. The mine's owner, Revi, not Revenside, agreed with the government that it could demolish Lützerath in exchange for its faster exit from coal and the saving of 5 villages originally slated for destruction. Activists have said that Germany should not be mining any more lignite or brown coal and focus on expanding renewable energy instead. It's all about the way you go about doing things, because obviously people are not happy about this right now. Riot police backed by bulldozers removed activists from buildings in the abandoned village last week, with only a few left in the trees and underground tunnel by last weekend, but protesters, including Thunberg, remained at the site staging a sit-in on Tuesday. So as you can see, these are the images actually from the sit-in. She gave her speech. She is once again active as heck and doing what, you know, she believes is right. Do I think that that coal mines should be a thing. Well, that's neither here nor there, because probably not, right? Coal mines, like, we should minimize, creating that. Coal mines in this case can be very comparable to fracking in America, right? Like, it's really bad for the environment, and there's a lot of, consequences and whatnot. However, the way you go about doing it is what will make people take you seriously or not, right? Because like I said, I can promise you right now, a lot of people think that this whole thing is a joke because of the stunt pulled. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like you saw earlier, you're familiar with the glue stunt where people glued themselves in the middle of a street. No one gave two craps about people's motivation to glue themselves to a very busy street. They were more concerned about getting to their jobs on time. I mean, imagine that there's doctors in that traffic that was backed up. You're now taking potentially the lives of certain people that are like probably in the hospital waiting for their doctor to arrive on time to make a point about your climate activism, point or whatever. But anyways, these are more images from what we see here. Greta Thunberg being detained by the Polizei, and she's not resisting. She's not giving them a hard time at all. She's just speaking her piece and trying to prevent another alleged atrocity from happening. It says, we're going to use force to bring you to the identity check, so please cooperate, a policeman said to the group. So yeah, the police are being very cordial. They're like, yo, guys, just get out of here, man. Like, this has been something in the works for a while. If you wanted to stop this, you guys had plenty of opportunity a while back to stop this from happening. But doing it like this is not how we get this done. Greta Thunberg was part of a group of activists who rushed towards the ledge. However, she was then stopped and carried by us with this group out of an immediate danger to establish their identity. A spokesperson for the Aachen police told Reuters, This is an Aachen? Julian Bam? What? Adding that one activist had jumped into the mine. That is insane. Thunberg was carried away by 3 police officers and held by one arm at a spot away from the edge of the mine, and was then escorted back towards police vans. The Swedish climate activists addressed around 6,000 protesters who marched towards Lützerath on Saturday, calling the expansion of the mine a betrayal of present and future generations. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all I can say to that is this was unexpected news, because I hopped on Twitter and I saw that Greta Thunberg was trending. It had over 100,000 tweets, and then I see an image of her being arrested by the Polizei, and I'm like, first of all, what's she doing in Germany? Second of all, why is she being arrested? And third of all, why is she trending? So I had to dive into this and really see what was going on. So based on what we have here, the points are very simple, but also a little bit more complex as far as how you handle something like this. You have climate activists. You have a lot of climate activists that have been taken as jokes in Germany specifically, maybe even worldwide, but definitely in Germany, because they've been up in the ante. I'm pretty sure this is like a campaign to draw more attention to them, so we can dig more into why they're doing this and then possibly eliminate a lot of the issues that they're trying to eliminate. You have Greta Thunberg leading the charge with over 6,000 people that respect her enough to attend this protest, while she gives a speech on why the creation of a coal mine in the area, or at least the expansion of the coal mine in that what is now a ghost town, a bad idea. And then you have the Polizei showing up and shutting the whole operation down, because this has been something that's already been cleared and ready to go for a while. So what are you guys' thoughts and feelings on this? I honestly think that, like I said, there are better solutions for this. I don't have all the answers, so I can't even really tell you what those might be. Maybe holding more of a peaceful, less interrupted protest in a public forum and whatnot, and baiting people into going by maybe giving away free food or free beer or something like that to get people's attention. That way it's not causing any conflict. You're literally like giving something away to the people, and people might turn an ear to what you have to say. People love free shit, so maybe that could be a way to go about this whole issue. Let me know what you think about this, and I'll see you soon.